CNBC-TV18
Welcome back. Let's turn our focus now to the semiconductor ecosystem. After seeing a severe shortage in supplies, the semiconductor space is heating up, with many players now keen on manufacturing chips. Now, India has laid the foundation for global companies to set up semiconductor plants in India. I caught up with Intel's Stephen A. Long, a general manager of Asia Pacific and Japan, and started by asking him about his plans for India.
Intel is very committed to India. We have been for over 30 years. We've got over 14,000 employees here in India at the top end of what we do in the semiconductor industry, which is design and develop the technologies for the future. At this point in time, we do not have intentions to get into the manufacturing realm, but we see ourselves doing a lot for the ecosystem. As a matter of fact, earlier today, we were here in Delhi with the company VVDN Technologies, signing a memorandum of understanding on how Intel can bring the semiconductor ecosystem to India.
Well, that's interesting to hear. There's a lot of work that Intel is doing in that direction. But as far as fabrication is concerned, if I can just ask a supplementary question, what is missing as far as India's pitch is concerned? The telecom minister, the IT minister, argues that India has a huge pool of talent. So the question essentially is, what is missing in this picture? What will it take for a big company to, in fact, consider India as a part of this supply chain?
Again, I would continue to say India, you said it, the biggest asset that we see that India has is its people. 1.4 billion people of ambitious, highly educated, innovative people. And that's where we've chosen to invest at this point in time, the 14,000 people that we have here. If you add on some of our contract workers and all, that's over 25,000 people, over $8 billion of investments already in the country. And again, we see India growing faster than many of the other countries and more investments to come.
Well, those are big numbers. We're talking $8 billion of investments by Intel into India. Can you give us a sense of how that investment is spread out? What are the areas that you're looking at and the opportunities that present themselves in the country?
Absolutely. First, we're from a people standpoint. We design everything from edge devices, so Intel edge devices, small devices, Internet of Things, things that make buildings smart, that make cities smart, that make manufacturing plants smart. The teams that design those products sit here in India. To the other side of this, let's go to the other extreme, the big, high-performance compute devices, the workloads that forecast weather, that meteorology, algorithms run on, AI algorithms, chips that have 100 billion transistors on them. They're manufactured and built here out of India. And then things in between, so like the client devices that we're known for, PC category devices, all built and designed, here in India and validated here in India. So those are some of the things that we've invested in on people side. On the market side, we see all sorts of explosion of opportunities in India. Some of the policies your government has are quite favorable to technology deployment. We've seen, from the fastest growing PC market in Q2 to a massive data center opportunity to 5G rollouts that we're going to be a big part of here in this industry.
That's great to hear. But that's, of course, as far as India is concerned. Let's talk about the global picture now. We're talking about a chip shortage. We have been doing so for the last good 18 to 24 months now. The question I want to ask is, are we finally nearing the end of that chip shortage? Is that something that you think is on the cards in the days and months to come?
The chip shortage has cost the U.S. alone over $240 billion of business. And it's taken a lot out of the economies. We've seen the interconnectedness of the things that we do, right? Semiconductors underpin so many different industries, whether it was cars that couldn't get shipped because of a device that you couldn't connect a USB cable to food manufacturers that were not able to deploy, continue to produce food because of technology pieces that were in there. We think we're probably another year to 18 months still into 2024. There's going to be spot areas of chip shortages, to which Intel has taken on as stewards of this industry, leaders in the industry. We've taken on our part in investing. We've announced over $80 billion of global capital expenditures investments over the upcoming years to address those shortages.
Give us a sense of what Intel's exposure to Taiwan looks like in terms of current investments and possible future investments, and also how are you accounting for the obvious geopolitical risks surrounding Taiwan?
Yeah, look, we've operated, we're a global company. We operate across the world, and Taiwan has been an area that we've had people in Taiwan for over 30 years. We do design work, validation work, we work with the ecosystem there. But we feel pretty good about our balance across the world, pending what happens. I think the part of what our responsibility to do is continue to remove some of the tensions that may be caused by geopolitical concerns, and that is in driving a diversified and balanced supply chain across the world. And Intel, and only Intel, can play a critical role in helping ease any escalation by helping our ecosystem transform.
Well, that was Intel's global leadership speaking to the Indian media for the very first time. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of News Center. News continues on CNBC's TV18. Stay tuned.